Hello and welcome to SoBricks. I'm Adam and this is SoBricks. This is my channel for reviewing Lego sets and building them and other Lego related stuff. In this video, I'm going to be taking a look at the Lego Nexo Knights Ultimate Lavaria set. This is set number 70335. It has 69 pieces and I paid $17 for this set. It's a retired set. It's a Nexo Knight set. This is one I actually referenced somewhat recently when I looked at the Ultimate Lance set, which I really enjoyed. I kind of liked how and I talked about it in that one, maybe getting more of these to, be able to display them. They have kind of a little stand and different stuff like that. And I was interested in kind of seeking out some more of these. And so this is one of the ones that I picked up, and so I'm going to take a look at it. This is a character that I don't believe I've encountered in any other sets yet, so I'm excited to see what they're all about. They look like they have some interesting stuff going on here, so looking forward to that. And so in this video, I'm going to open this up, I'm going to put this together, and then I'm going to share my thoughts on it while I build. I will speed the video up, and then I'll slow it back down to review this set. So until then, enjoy. Okay, so while we look at the build for this Lego Nexo Knights Ultimate Lavaria, I just wanted to say thanks for watching and then remind you, if you like this video, click the thumbs up. If you like my other videos, click the subscribe button. If you wanted to support the channel, you can do that here on YouTube. Membership, supers, and thanks. There's a Patreon, buy me a coffee link. This comes together pretty quick. We're building up the base here, and that's it. So now on to my review for this set. Okay, so that is this Lego Nexo Knights Ultimate Lavaria. This is pretty cool. It's about what I expected. It's similar to what we got in the Ultimate Lance, and I did buy another one of these, which is like the Ultimate Beastmaster, I think, and I am looking into getting a few more because I did want to see these. And there's some different components here, but we'll kind of get right into it. And one of the main things here is that there's a minifigure in kind of the ultimate form of these minifigures. So in this case, it is Ultimate Lavaria. So I am going to show that first. So actually, in this case, we have kind of like with Lance, there was some accessories that were like built up. For Lavaria, we have some accessories that are built up. So one of them is this kind of dual sort of staff kind of thing here with the bigger red barb pieces on there, and just black lightsaber hilts, black bar in the middle. That is pretty cool. Then we get kind of one of the, what did they call those? Globlins? They were like goblins, but globs of like lava or something. And I think Lavaria is probably affiliated with those types of stuff, and with whoever the big villain is, Jestro, I'm assuming. So we have one of their kind of Nexo Knight shields, which is different from the actual knights. It's got like much more jagged, looks more organic, kind of rock formed, not like made armor or a shield. It is in black. Then we have the printed tile Nexo Knight shield tile on there, translucent tile with the printing on there, which is good. The printing quality is good, so that's really nice. And then we have the figure. So for this figure, for Lavaria, we have these spider legs. Now, this is really interesting. I recently covered a Legends of Chima set that had a spider, and then I talked about covering a different Chima set, and I built that other Chima set, which has a character called Spinlin that is also a spider character. And so I had just built one, which was like a minifigure plus. Here's Spinlin. I haven't talked about this set that Spinlin comes in yet in my on my channel, so that video is not out yet, but just interesting to compare this one to the one we have here with Lavaria. And I guess is that it's like a play on larva, Lavaria, larva, and also lava, maybe more lava than larva. I don't know what the spider thing comes into it here, but they call these spider legs, but this minifigure has this built up 4-legged thing here. So a couple of the 2x2 rounded plates, just red, light or dark bluish gray and red, and that octagonal piece in the middle, that's the same piece that's used for Spinlin, actually. So you can kind of see down there that kind of octagonal piece with the bar coming off of it. And then we put these kind of older style mech fingers, the clip with the part that has, you know, bar receiving areas there. And then we use these like blade kind of things here, which could be like an axe or a pickaxe. These are kind of interesting. They have 2 bar elements on them coming off, so it could go on a hilt, you know, something like this, and it could also be something like this. So it could kind of be like a scythe, a axe, a sword that also has studs on either side. So it's an interesting little piece, one I don't see too often, really like jagged, has different kind of stone blade parts here for like the teeth of it in different shapes. So those are kind of interesting, and when put in the one direction here, we get the kind of nice curve from the, you know, we can move where this is clipped on, and then this has a nice angle to kind of make those feet. So we have 4 of those. The clips, you know, the friction with the clips is pretty good. You can set this down and feel fine about it. It was a little bit, you know, I had to try to see about how to get it perfectly balanced, but for the most part setting it down is no problem. It does have a limit to like how tall it can get, because at a certain point it's going to start getting shorter, but you know, you have some leeway there to change up, and then it can also go down all the way such that like the center of this is on the ground, and then the feet are also on the ground. So you can get this down to something like that, and you can have it somewhere in the middle. So all 4 of those are the same. And then above that we use kind of one of those tulip petal pieces, which I think is a nice choice for this. And then we put the minifigure on there, and just the top portion of the minifigure. So this one has a hood piece, kind of like a Palpatine hood there. Underneath that, we have their head, super detailed head, similar to the Beastmaster or other like goblin type characters. So it's kind of this red magma goblin looking head there with the glowing eyes. This one seems to have more like feminine presenting features, does have some extra detail kind of all the way around the edge. Nice face there. There's no hair for this character. They just have the hood. They do have an alternate face, so pretty different mouth there, pretty different expression from the one here. So you do get the alternate face there, which is nice. And then looking besides the head, beneath that, looking at the torso, we have this crazy detailed torso here that kind of continues that sort of magma, volcanic, kind of organic looking armor there. So we can kind of see some like abdominal muscles, but using like the light sort of orange area to kind of define those, the suggestion of hips or waist, and then kind of this body armor over the chest area has some metallic printing at various points, some silver and maybe not gold, but like there's some orange peeking through, and that's sort of like a chest piece there or something for their armor. I think that looks really great. There's a ton of fine details in here. There's asymmetry. There's lots of like little stuff going on, even down on the sides, down to the like bottom, right where it would connect to like the waist piece. So lots of really good detail in there. No printing on the arms. We do have a thing going around the neck here, so we also have these wings, and that is the clear piece that goes around the head, or the neck rather, and we put 2 black clips on that, and then we attach the 2 bat wings to that as well, so we can have those. Looking at the back of the torso, again, super detailed. I really like the detail for this. I love how it kind of transitions from like the parts that are like covered with armor versus maybe the parts that are a little more exposed, and yet they still, because of their makeup, or like because of what they are, they're sort of these lava beings or something, or animated kind of lava sort of things that like follows onto the back, as well as having the stuff up top. So good detail on the back of this one, which is really nice. And then this character does come with legs, so if they're not in spider form or something, we can show them with their legs. And I really, really like these legs. First, this midsection is printed with this really elegant curly Q kind of silver printing there. I think that is really, really good, and maybe one of the better kind of midsection prints I've seen. I just think it's really clean, not crazy complicated, but it looks really, really nice. They're kind of these like curly like tree branch, or look like kind of wrought iron or something like that. We do have printing on the midsection then, and then printing on the legs up at the top, in the middle, down on the bottom, tons of printing. I think this like faction of characters with gestural or whatever, they are like lava monsters. They're also kind of this one is like a something insect like, creepy, monstrous. There's a very real quality to these that I'm gonna just refer to as like demonic, not as anything bad necessarily, just in ways that like those type of things are depicted in other forms of media. So like the red kind of goblin like thing, or like a tiefling in Dungeons and Dragons or something like that. There's like an element of that to these that I really, really enjoy and appreciate, and I think the legs really serve to reinforce that, which is really nice. So cool to get like the little claws down here and everything. So this is a great character with great accessories that fit really well. They're on brand, good detail throughout this, so that's really nice. And then yeah, I think it's cool. I'm very happy that they put the legs in here, especially because I liked the legs so much. That's a very worthwhile thing to be able to like change into and change out of. And then I think, having this be in its spider form is also really, really cool and useful. It reminds me a bit of the Ultimate Lance one, where the Ultimate Lance kind of had their basic form and then had another thing with all these accessories with their like jetpack and stuff like that. So cool to get this character here, a Lavaria, done in this kind of alternate way. I think that's really, really good. And then the rest of the set is this sort of showcase stand thing here. So this is built very similar to the Lance one. So if you saw that video, it's pretty much the same. We start with these like A plates here. We just use a brick. We have this really nice kind of translucent orange rock thing. I've encountered these pieces before in the Infernox Captures the Queen set, and maybe in the Beastmaster Chariot too. I'm not 100% sure, and potentially some other ones as well. So that's a really, really cool piece. It's kind of got this like jagged rock kind of grooves molded into it, and it's the translucent orange there. Then we build out these like little wing sections, which act as like accessory areas here. We do use some jumpers. These are kind of that reddish brown. I had a fear that these were going to be the brittle brown. This is, I believe, 2016, so it would have been around that time, but I didn't hear or see any cracking with these, so maybe these aren't the same brown or dark reddish brown. Maybe those are just a slightly different color. Maybe those are just dark red. I'm not really sure. I can tell that they're different from the red down here though, so I was kind of expecting those to break. I'm grateful that they didn't. So here's an area where we can put the character like we did sort of with Lance, and then we have the two side areas for some accessories. So we also have over here the other shields. Each one of these ultimate versions comes with 3 of the Nexonite shield tiles, which can or used to be able to be used to scan into an app to play a game that has since been sort of defunct because it's just not supported, hasn't been around for a while. But we have different ones here. So I'm thinking the one with kind of the beetle is called Beetle Bite. That's the one or Beetle Bomb rather. Beetle Bomb. I believe this one, which is kind of the fireballs, would be Incinerate, and then this one here would be Venom Bite. So they're kind of different powers, different things. With Lance, they had like the water dragon or sea serpent, and then the air one, and also some kind of smash one. They have these sort of different moves, different sort of power sets that they can utilize in the app, but also I think they're really, really cool printed tiles that signify different stuff to get the imagination flowing, even just in play now, even without the app. But those would have been scannable. So for the Incinerate one, this was really cool because I don't think I had seen this before. We have another accessory here. So besides the kind of staff or the dual blade or whatever that is, we have this crossbow type piece, which is a stud shooter, or I guess just stud. I don't think it works with tiles. This is really interesting because I recently was building a different Nexonite set, and it came with this older style. This is actually a mini like bolt shooter, but it uses the same trigger mechanism here, and it's another piece I hadn't seen in a while, and we sort of make a crossbow out of this one by adding on these pieces here. And there have been many different stud and tile shooters throughout time, and this was just an interesting one that it is like the studs don't go in like stud side, and that's what pressed it. They just go in horizontal actual, so the stud's on top, and it looks like a crossbow, and using the trigger mechanism it will launch out of there. I'm assuming. I'm trying to get it to work right now, and it seems to be a little bit stuck. So maybe I had it in there too much, too little. Let's see here. If I have it like this. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so you just kind of load it in on the side like that, and then press down on the mechanism here, and it will launch the stud off. And this one we have the translucent orange studs there. And so, yeah, haven't seen this piece in a long time. I don't think they are making it anymore. This is another accessory that we can swap in. It's actually similar to for Lance. Let me just bring that over here. Lance had like a water cannon one, which is yet another type of stud shooter where they go in stud side, use the same trigger mechanism, but it still has the handle, but is a different thing from both the mini bolt version and this version, and some of the more modern versions that work for studs and for tiles, and many versions in between. So really, really interesting here. But here we can kind of see like the form factor between these, and I'll bring that out to compare it more a little bit later. But I think it was just interesting to see the different kind of stud shooters. So we get this crossbow style one, which I think is cool. It was different to me to be able to see that. One of the things I really like, this was true for the lance one, it's also true for this one. We do get the box piece here, the kind of the taller box or trash bin or whatever, with 3 extra of the orange translucent studs in there for extra firepower, extra ammunition, stored right in the set in the kind of showcase stand there. And then over on the other side, I was a little bit confused by this one. It is the Venom Bite, and essentially the things that are over here are just snakes, Lego snakes, green Lego snakes. They get clipped on. They look kind of cool sitting there. In the instructions, it just has Lavaria, I think, like holding those. So if we put the Venom Bite shield on the shield, maybe Lavaria can like throw the snakes at somebody or something and activate the venomous bite. So you just get a couple of these, pretty simple, but nice classic Lego snake there. And I think that's fine. It's not, too like lame or like simplistic, and actually when comparing it to Lance, like I'm about to do even more, it kind of makes sense because for Lance they had their like main thing with their main weapons, main shield or whatever, and they had the other one. On the one side they had the water cannon, stud shooter, and the box with the sea dragon shield, and over here they had these which were just like extra thrusters you could add on to the jetpack wingsuit there, to maybe look like it was giving it more juice or something. And so that's a pretty lackluster accessory there too, but it is its own little thing on the side, and that is something as well. So just getting like one kind of major different accessory and then having a kind of a sub accessory, like something else there as well to kind of round that out, I think makes sense. This one does come with the extra legs. Those could be studded down somewhere. Right now I just have it with the spider legs kind of mounted on the jumper on the back here, and we can kind of see what that looks like. I think this is really cool to display, like can show their different powers, show their different accessories. It displays the figure nicely. This one actually looks a little bit busy because of all the extra like stuff here. I think it could be said that the Lance one looks that way too. So they are a nice form factor. There is like room here to get in with them and look at all the details, because if they were just positioned like this somewhere, you might miss some of the really cool details on the figures and stuff like that. But I think this is nice for storage, and I like the consistency for these. I think it's a great idea to kind of have these ultimate versions all come with like a minifigure plus a bunch of the accessories that are built out in various ways that are like an ultimate version of the minifigure you might get in any play set, and then having the stand and having the kind of the accessories going around there and having those be the same, I think works really, really well. So I like how these look next to each other. There's some similarities there. There's some differences. Obviously, the color scheme is way different, which is cool. Really makes them stand out. But I like that the overall like form factor, the system set up for these ultimate characters is consistent here, and it makes these look like they're from the same sort of game, from the same universe, from the same thing. And I really, really like that. So this is pretty cool, and that's kind of everything that's in the Ultimate Lavaria here. I'll show the extra pieces because you do get some. You get an extra of the triggering mechanism, extra of the orange translucent stud, so you could get another extra one. The hilt, the bar element, the clip with the bar, those are all your extra pieces. And this set is 69 pieces. I paid $17 for it. It retailed in 2016 for $10, and it retired, at the end of probably 2016 or 2017, or in the middle of 2017 or something like that. So it's been out of production for quite some time. For the Lance one, I believe that had more pieces, just slightly. It would have had 6 more pieces than the Lavaria one. And let me check the Beastmaster. Beastmaster has fewer pieces as well. So not a ton of pieces, but for like $10 in 2016, it's more than a poly bag or close to a poly bag, but it's like a minifigure or like a CMF plus. In this case, because it's retired and has been retired for a while, I got this sealed. I didn't get this used. And in the case for Lance too, like I definitely paid more than what the MSRP price was when it was on the shelves, but I don't think I paid a like crazy price. It seems like the current value of the Ultimate Lavaria here ranges from, pretty close to $10 plus. I paid 17, and technically I played a little bit less than that. It was like $16.84 or something, but I'm just rounding that up. For Lance, I think I paid 20. It seems like for this set, in the US for a sealed one, there are some of them that are in the $12, $15, and then up into the 20s, all the way up to $50 for this, which, there's not a ton of these still out there that are sealed, that are in good condition, that are unbuilt, and that are also for sale. There's one fewer of these sealed out in the world now. So I paid $16. Maybe I overpaid for it. Maybe I underpaid for it. I was comfortable with that. Similar with this one, and comparing these to like the battle suit minifigure Nexo things that go for a lot of money, and then also for the Planet series Star Wars sets, like some of those go for a lot of money now, for like relatively few pieces. In that like kind of spectrum, this felt in line with the price point here. So paying $16 for this doesn't feel too bad to me. The quality of the figure, the prints, the retired set, the novelty of it, like with the crossbow and everything like that, and the axe sword pieces used for the spider legs and whatever, plus the quality of the minifigure. I felt like $16 or $17 was reasonable for this. I feel comfortable with the price I paid for it, and so I'm pretty happy with it. I don't think it's hard to say what the upper limit is or what the lower limit is. I always wish I could get Lego for cheaper. I don't always do like the most meticulous research and try to find like, okay, if that's the price, how much is going to be shipping? Can I get it and avoid shipping? Can I do something else, this or that? I don't always like go to the absolute ends of the earth to find the absolute best deal, but I try to look for a deal that I'm comfortable with, and in this case I was comfortable with it. I feel like it was money well spent. I think this is really cool. Aesthetically, it's kind of like in my wheelhouse, and I am happy to be able to look at another one of these. It's fun to look at Nexo stuff now that they're not around. It's fun to do these. And so I am really happy with this. I feel like I got a fine deal, and I am looking forward to covering more of these Ultimate Nexo characters. If you like these videos, let me know, because, well, either way, I'm probably going to cover more of them. I am going to cover definitely at least one more, which is the Ultimate Beastmaster, because I have that one already. But there are some other ones that I am looking into getting, and I'm going to keep kind of looking at these occasionally, and I'll probably look at more of the Planet series for Lego Star Wars as well. And so if you're interested, let me know. I appreciate it. And I think that's it for this one. So great. If you like this video, please click the thumbs up and give it a like. If you like my other videos, click the subscribe button down below so you can stay up to date on all the Lego videos I'll be doing here in the future, including more Lego Nexo Knights like the Ultimate Beastmaster, as well as some other Nexo Knight stuff, like the set that I had over here that I showed some stuff from, which is what this like crossbow mini bolt shooter was from, and then tons of other Lego sets from all different themes. That Chima set I was looking at, Star Wars stuff, tons of different stuff. So subscribe so you don't miss any of my upcoming Lego videos. And wow, I actually like spoiled or gave some sneak peeks to a lot of stuff in this video for other videos that I haven't completed yet for different sets, different Nexo Knight sets, Chima sets, lots of different stuff. And so if you're interested in any of my takes on any of that stuff, subscribe. Subscriptions help me a lot. It's free to subscribe. It means a lot to me. We're on the road to 2,000 subscribers. It'd be incredible to get there. So I appreciate all the help. Thank you very much. And then if you wanted to support the channel in a different way, you can give money to the channel. You can give money to the channel directly on YouTube, membership, supers, and thanks. There's also a Patreon. It's linked in the video description, patreon.com/SoBricks. There's a buy me a coffee link in the video description. There's also affiliate links that if you like go through one of those links and buy something, I might get, you know, a fraction of a penny, and you get something that you want for no additional cost to you. So that's a way to support the channel, and you know, all of that is appreciated. Every little bit helps. So thank you very much. And with all that said, until next time, thanks. Bye.